Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I look at everything. I like to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Very important when you're dealing with a person that is very manipulative, wears masks, creates facades and illusions to make you perceive something. And a lot of times, again, those perceptions are made to, again, trigger you on a negative in a negative way. So, again, understanding why this person has been brought into your life, why the universe has brought this person into your life is important in order to shape shift the energy because your spiritual lesson resides in it. Otherwise, we would just wind up being in a relationship with someone that was toxic and they would be able to betray us or hurt us or do something. And if there was no spiritual lesson, we would stay in this negative energy. Again, karmics are past life karmic mates that you've incarnated with many, many lifetimes. Problem is that in every lifetime, they've never stepped it up. They've never stepped it up. So the energy is very strong where there's a spiritual connection, but it's also extremely toxic. One that you'll find is very draining and exhausting because you're dealing with someone that's trying to like wear you down, someone that's trying to make you abandon yourself. A lot of times they're doing it strategically, they're doing it again manipulatively, but again, to understand why the person's has come into your life allows you to heal your spiritual block by changing habits and behaviorisms, which is usually in the response to the trigger that that person is trying to spin out with inside of you. Like again, trigger with inside of you. Spin out. What the hell is that? But that's what it feels like when you get triggered, like you're wigging out. Like you're spinning out of control, like your life is upside down. And I guess that's the energy that, again, this person likes to bring into people's lives. Now, I don't know why I channel what I channel in the beginning of reading. Sometimes I channel a lot, sometimes I don't channel anything at all. But usually, whatever the pre-channel is, um, there's a lot of that energy within the reading. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first and second card that I pull out, but you only have to write the first word. You don't have to write the second word. I just have been pulling two cards because, when you do readings every day, the energy tends to stay the same or too much the same. So usually with the second card, it allows us to take a different direction, see the situation that's playing out through a different perception, which is important for your healing. All right. Again, any important information or relevance to the channel, including the word of the video, you'll find it in the description box. I say the word of the video in the beginning of the video, and half the time I forget it, and I have to rewind the video to remember. But if you forget, you don't have to rewind the video. You just go into the description box. All important links, by the way, will be in the description box, including my coaching link. If you're in need of shadow healing life coaching, again, check it out. Again, and I think that that's it. Oh, the directions on what to do if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me are in the description box. And that's important because a lot of times people will not be able to find the email. They don't know what to do, or they, again, don't tell me what channel they found me on, don't tell me what times and dates that they're available. Also understand that all readings that I do, that I give away, are done live. Now, a lot of times I'm doing a reading for someone and you guys don't even know because a lot of times people want it private. So they don't show themselves. A lot of times they listen to the reading after it's already been recorded. Now, I have gotten people that have sent in questions, and I've also gotten people that say, no, just channel whatever you want from me. I usually don't need any questions because within the channel, Spirit tells me what you need to hear, which after every reading, I will ask you after I channel, do you have any questions? And 9 times out of 10, they say no. And it's because Spirit already knows what you need. All right, just wanted to put that out there. So you can send me questions, but I don't need it. And it can be private, though it will always be done live. Just needed to be clear and clarify. All right, let's jump in this early. I think this is the earliest that I've gotten on 7:35 Eastern Standard Time in Florida. This fell out in this past life. You always have to take the cards that fall out, even if it was kind of like a half-ass shuffle. There are no mistakes. Remember that. Everything's unfolding in divine order for your best and highest good. Even the situations that we don't perceive are good experiences. And oh God, it's like you're in connection with someone there's a really, 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 really strong spiritual connection. It's again, there's a past life connection, and it's again, knowing and wisdom is that higher wisdom, which we see the sacred geometry, we see the dove, which is symbolized like again, spirit. So there's a very strong spiritual connection, which is possibly why we channeled everything before. Because, like I said, the person that I feel like you're going to be dealing with is someone that's really imbalanced. But the problem is there's such a strong spiritual connection, it's hard for you to let go. This could be twin flame connection. You know, it could be. I don't know yet. We'll see. But this is saying again that there's such a strong spiritual connection that you and this person could be in separation now for months to even years, but still telepathically having a conversation. In an argument still. In an argument still, I feel like, and where this person knows you're pissed off, you're like, you don't care, but you can't let go either. And that's why this person is like, I think I'm just gonna wait it out. But the thing is, I feel like so much time has gone by that you're getting to the point where you're like, you know what, fuck you. Like you're turning for that from that love to hate to despise because this person is really showing you who they are. And there's a sense that you want to love them. There's a part of you that doesn't really want to let go, is pissed off that you can't unsee what they already showed you because there's such a strong spiritual connection. Again, that you can't break. It's through the heart and mind, which means that you need to learn something from this connection in order to integrate the spiritual lesson and to break the karmic cycle. And the karmic cycle is just, again, staying angry, staying connected. This person doesn't really care, again, if you're angry, as long as you're stuck. Because they're like, as long as you have feeling and emotion for this person, you need to cut that energy, is what I'm feeling. Now let's see. Ugh, it's like this person is, I feel like in the beginning of the connection, they were in a hurry. They were in a real hurry to like get things started. And that's because they're insecure. And they felt like you're not someone that runs around in relationships. So you're not someone that's really overly sexual. This person came on like very sexual, knowing that that would kind of overstimulate you because again, that's not an area that I feel like you're really that confident in. It doesn't mean that you don't like your body or anything like that. It means that, it takes a little while for you to want to sleep with a person because you're more of a demisexual, which is someone that needs to have that emotional connection in order to want to be intimate. So this person knows that, but they didn't really want to take the time to nurture the connection. They made a lot of excuses on why they couldn't. But understand it was just mainly so that they could obtain that upper hand. As long as emotionally they don't get connected, that attached, they don't go that deep. They maintain control, almost to get to some of you guys where you felt like you would be like spirit addicted, where you always like this person wasn't being transparent. They weren't being vulnerable. They were manipulating. You might have even known that they were manipulating. You didn't know why. So you wanted to seek out advice. And you know that you're in trouble when you need to listen to readings every day about a connection. You know that you're in a connection with a karmic when you need advisory every day about a person. You know that that's again, it's made for though that it will be too intense where there's a lot of drama and it's exhausting. And it's exhausting because this person will do everything and everything to obtain control. Because it's a win at any cost type of energy, and it's run by addictive energy, where it's obsessive. Like it's not love, it's lust. It's it's obsession. It's dark energy and it'll put you in a dark mood, which is what I feel like. It's made to make you feel powerless and hoping that you would be blind by their sneaky ways and then not being transparent on top of it, escaping, whether that's through substances or whether that's through people to avoid the reality that they create, because the reality that they create is that they're continually hurting you. They're continually keeping you in a dark mood where it's keeping you off kilter because you're be easier manipulated. So this is what it was like to be in a connection with him where you got resentful. Like who wouldn't? Especially because expectations of this magical connection that it was supposed to be past life and like a major soulmate, like this is like twin flame energy, okay? This is a divine connection that this person had the opportunity to step it up, but instead they chose to stay sneaky. They chose to operate in a way that was very strategic, knowing that you would have expectations and playing on it, where really just keeping your life upside down, not giving you anything, but not letting go. So this energetic connection where they just drain your energy again by emotionally trying to disrupt your life is makes them happy because eventually you'll give in and come back to them, or eventually they can come in and hand you a little breadcrumb and you're going to act like it's enough. Karmic. Everything about this is karmic because understand soulmate twin flames don't create illusions when they're ready to really step it up to that divine energy. This person is all about creating the illusion, and the illusion, first and foremost, is one that you are less than who you are, that you deserve less than what, again, you're really in deserving of, to elevate them, to make them more superior, number one. Number two, for them to be able to stay sneaky, for them to keep their options open, but keep you stuck in an illusion. And all by keeping your life upside down, creating a lot of drama. So that means third parties. That means being avoidant. That means a very addictive, codependent energy, like you need to rescue them, but they're not going to ever really show up for you. Again, just a very unfair, one-sided relationship where you felt undervalued. And I feel like, unfortunately, because it took you a long time to finally leave because of the abuse, like you finally had enough, but you stayed in this connection for a little bit. And by staying in this connection, we see you train a person right away. It's like how much you give a person. I feel like you felt such the strong connection here. This person, what is this? There we go. That there was really a strong connection here. This person really should have, come in correct. You know, you so you wanted to make it work because you know how good this relationship could have been and the familiarity from past life. Like people don't realize that. There's a lot of familiarity, there's a lot of commonality, like meaning the same experiences in childhood, only you don't handle them the same way that this person handles them. And if anything, this person triggers a lot of those unhealed wounds, and they just kind of fester because you haven't learned them. That's why I feel like this person has actually come into your life because it's just energy that, has never really been integrated. And I feel like part of the lesson is to learn that love really is unconditional when we're meeting a person like this that's so toxic, but we have like this aching like love for them. But we learn that unconditional love sometimes is really sloppy, is really messy, is really broken, but that love is still there. So we're holding on to this paradoxical energy. So then you know that your heart and mind are going to be constantly in a state of flux and constantly in a state of fighting, which is what this person, what their behaviorisms do to you. And that's the problem. So again, keeping them you trying to keep you in a place of fear. However, they're the ones that are really in fear. That's why they do all this. Because a person that is comfortable in who they are and loves who they are and is putting their energy into growing themselves, becoming themselves. And relationships is part of that because we're here to learn about all the different ways to love, really, that no one's love is perfect. But love, we don't need to be in such broken and fragmented love. Again, there's only two energies, love and fear. This person's stuck in a past life karmic energy because they never integrate this. So what we see is how they treated you as all the negative behaviorisms. Not that it matters at the end because you still get the result. It just keeps you in a place of imbalance because this person's in balance, and so I feel like you might have gotten confused about who this person was when you first met them. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they're an overachiever at work. Because it's not like their entire life is fragmented. You see the potential in this person. You see that they're very strong in certain areas, that they shine. Well, understand the twin flame energy is going to have, very good attributes, but their wounds are going to be just as deep as their attributes are, shining, like radiate the light from within them. So it's again, this very paradoxical energy, and that's why you don't know what you're dealing with. And then this person sometimes would be really nice, and other times they're not depending on who you're dealing with, but it's all about the ego and this person's self-image. They're an overachiever and dump their energy into work because it makes them look good. But this person is not good. They give the illusion like they're an upstanding person because maybe they own their own business, or maybe again, it's easy for them to make money, or they're a business person somehow. So again, they give the illusion like they're a good person, but they're not. Because how we treat people is the most important. Again, where this person's like even prejudiced towards ways that you live. Again, thinking that they're more superior. I feel like you're more of a free spirit, and this person cared a lot about again, their self-image. So maybe again, your free-spirited way didn't really jive with their energy. And so they felt like you were going to be easier manipulated because they didn't think that your job was as good as theirs, or again, some nonsense. It's again, it is all again trauma related when a person needs to perceive themselves as better because they drive a nicer car or have more money in the bank. That's not what makes a person a better person. We're down here to be expressions of love, to give and receive of love through your free will. Is how do you contribute to humanity? This person presents themselves that way because they're an overachiever. But understand, work is a trauma response. It's avoidance. And it's again all about the self-image. So this person I don't really feel like gave you a lot. And because they emotionally didn't build with you, there was betrayal, time. So this person, like I said, is not a good person, but there's this very strong spiritual connection. I feel like again, we pull it again, there's still this past life connection, but again, this person would actually need to like come to you and ask for forgiveness. They don't do it because again, they care about their self-image. Part of them again believes that they can just stress you out and wear you down, but I don't feel like that's happening. I feel like what's happening is again, well, this card doesn't even belong in here, you know. Um, but it's like all it really did is like is making them paranoid. And I feel like because they have connections in like this person like has connections with other people, like, and it doesn't mean it's real relationships, it's just ones to make this person, like if they're talking to a lot of people, they're not emotionally going to build with anyone. So it's almost like this person is like feels as if like eventually like you're gonna give in again, that they're gonna act like they're working on themselves, they're gonna make it like you've been working on yourself, that you both have been living and that it's okay. They want to downplay how they've treated you is what I see here, because this person like will admit, I know in my heart we'll be together one day and that helps me trust. Let's keep working on us. This card didn't belong in here, but there's a sense of, again, I can break you down because of again, this energy, because of that energy. So it goes back to, I don't really need to give you anything. I don't need to give you anything. I'm going to create this illusion and understand if they come back and ask for forgiveness, well, that shatters the illusion that they're so desirable. And I feel like, again, this person is not playing their cards right with you at all. It's like it's again, no, it's like they're gonna pretend that they had to give energy somewhere else. Like again, pretend that they're the martyr, that they're the victim in this situation. They don't take responsibility. They're gonna focus more again on the passion. This is their plan. Their plan is to come back into your life eventually because they know that they're going to be in your life and act like the martyr, act like again the victim, like try and pull on your heartstrings. Again, but do I feel like whatever story that they're trying to spin is true? No. I feel like what they know is that you laid this situation to rest. Like that they don't want to miss their chances, but they already did. That this is a really like difficult situation, that you put up barriers. So, and that that this person is wild at heart, that they just don't want to, that they're unstable, that they're impulsive, and they want to keep you trapped. So, what you know is the relationship was turbulent. That's what you know. So, this person is almost like waiting out the situation because they still don't really want to come in correct. So it's almost like win at any cost. You took your power back. This person doesn't like it. They wanted to stay unfair. You weren't having it. And so this is what we see. We don't really see them coming back correct. I don't see that at all. I see them definitely trying, but you also knowing exactly who they are. And that's it. Like you don't want to have fights and arguments. This person again is jealous and possessive. I've even in a different deck, it tells us the same exact thing. It's like all we see is karmic energy. Like they would be possessive by like creating again arguments just to again keep you stuck, which is you being stuck, but them still not giving anything and them still draining your energy, not caring how they took your energy, just as long as they took it. So we have to see, why did you attract this person into your life? What is the spiritual significance, right? We don't understand why spirit would do that. First card out is rebellious. That was from the bottom of the deck. All right, second card out is confusion. Third card out is neglect. Water, abandonment, source. I like that. One, two, three. So it's funny. It's like spirit says, yes, this was a very toxic connection. The person's not healed. They're not ready in this lifetime either to step it up to their divine being. They're not. So spirit says, but as paradoxical as the situation was, which is that there's such a strong spiritual connection, it really should have worked. There is so much unconditional love that, because again, of source, that spiritual connection, this person's so broken and fragmented, you can't be with them. And spirit says, so it did bring up abandonment and neglect, which is what this person is pretty much doing and purposely, being rebellious for no apparent reason, right? Like just not giving you anything for no apparent reason, just wanting to fight you, again, to keep you in a place of confusion, which would affect your individuality. That second chakra is all about your passion for life. It's all about being able to go with the flow of life. It's about being emotionally balanced. This person wanted to throw you off kilter with that. They didn't realize that you had a very strong connection to source, however. And so the thing is that, like I said, in childhood, I feel like you were abandoned, you were neglected, there was emotional abuse, there was um, psychologically, like you were abused, keeping you in a place of confusion because, like I said, it's like be acting as if like your individuality, that your who you are, what makes you you, um, was bad. Like you were being rebellious by not becoming subservient. And I feel like that's the confusion, almost like the closest person to you. They weren't there for you. They neglected you psychologically and emotionally. So again, it was confusion because your mother and your father, who should be giving you love, abandoned you or neglected you somehow, and that traumatized you and put you in this better, stronger connection to source, which is what this person didn't realize, that you actually do better on your own, that you actually have no problem being on your own because you were neglected, you were abandoned, so you had no choice but to survive. And when you were alone, well, you were never alone because God lives inside of you as a gift to spirit. And so you have a very strong connection to source. So it's almost like this person thought that they were going to wear you down. And what they see is that you're getting stronger. They're getting weaker and you're getting stronger. That's why they're almost like they want to win at any cost, that they want to again wait it out and come back in a way where they feel like maybe enough time has gone by. Maybe they can strategize their way back, but it's like you're getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. So this person is starting to realize, but I feel like they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna come back. And when they come back, they're gonna be in for a very rude awakening because you're in a totally different space. You're like, I'm used to being alone. I don't need you. Just because I have this strong, intense connection to you, I see who you are. And it doesn't override all that other bullshit. I realize that you're like a fake twin, that you're not strong enough to be who God designed you to be. That you're comfortable like operating this way. So again, you took your energy back. This person was hoping that they can come in and be all passionate with you. It's again like to get you in the bedroom so you forget about everything. It's again light the darkness. So it's almost like that spirit says that this situation put a light within the darkness inside of you, which there were spiritual blocks. And that it was about rising above the situation, to see beyond the immediate fears, to get more insight, to elevate your perspective. And the perspective is this person is really broken. This person neglects me and does everything to me that they feel. Maybe that's exactly what that abusive parent did that neglected me. Again, it's a different perception. It's to understand again that the same energy, but it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter because again, it doesn't matter why they did why what they did, but it helped you go back into a previous situation because you're not going to go back in time with that parent that treated you that way. So it's almost like this person comes into your life and they trigger all this shit because they're really toxic, but it's to help you transform. It's to help you like to have courage to act from a place of love instead of fear, to let your heart guide you that even though this person did what they did, you don't need to shut down your heart. That by again rising above, you see a different perception. So you're able to handle the situation differently. And that helps you transform the negative energy, which makes you a warrior of light. Like it's again to help you then to use your passion to fight for what you believe in, to stand your ground. So again, this person is probably going to try like a few times to and be a little persistent because again, I felt that win at any cost, but Spirit says, no, stand your ground because it's again, you're in the midst of again fighting like this war. You using you're about to go into uncharted waters soon, and that's to evoke your curiosity to discover new aspects of your life. Again, because you don't know everything about yourself. You haven't went out into the world and discovered the wonders of the world, the wonders in you, like you haven't connected with people of all different cultures. You only have lived, you know, maybe again the same way that your ancestors lived, which was go to work from 9 to 5, come home with the family, or again, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and and do the same thing. And every day is like Groundhog's Day, and there's a lack of passion in your life. And Spirit saying it's like this person would just bring you more of the same, which is neglect, emotionally not available. So Spirit says you can either stay in that energy, and that would keep you stuck in a karmic energy of, lack of self-empowerment, or you can choose to venture into a whole new territory, venture into life and discover new aspects of yourself, not just life. And Spirit saying, which is what you need to do because you need to embody a different consciousness and see yourself differently. Because when you go through a trauma like that in childhood, where you were psychologically and emotionally abandoned, and that's what you've experienced, that energy vibration is made a heavy imprint on the subconscious mind. So there's still a fear. Spirit saying the only way that you will fully integrate that energy is to go out into the world and see a different version of yourself. Otherwise, you won't be able to embody a new consciousness. And again, that's part of transforming. That's part of elevating your consciousness again, facing your fears, right? Facing your fears of maybe feeling like you were going to be alone forever, or that there was nothing else better out there. And really, it's what that's illusions. Like that's what your mind is telling you, where Spirit says it's good, go into the unknown. Have again, develop unshakable faith because Spirit resides inside of you. Be on your path. You're a pathfinder. It's again, that's the road less traveled. And that's how you live your bliss. That's how you become love. That's how you embody the energy of love. So you attract someone that loves you and adores you and pours into you. And that's how that person winds up, again, eating their karma, Spirit saying. It's like because, hey, they just thought that they were gonna like manipulate this and wear you down to eventually get what they wanted because of this connection. And when you wind up meeting someone else, what happens is that, hey, they fucked around and they found out. It's like you didn't stick around. They lost the best thing that ever happened because you will not be able to replace that energy. I mean, we got past life soulmate, twin flame energy. This person was supposed to step it up. They didn't. They took a gamble. And because they took a gamble, they missed out. But Spirit's saying, but that's okay because it opens you up into a whole new life. And you don't enter back into a karmic cycle of neglect. You again step into a world of abundance, like charting into uncharted waters where you've never gone before. Again, because people are going to see you differently because you're not the same person who you used to be. This person would like to, again, keep you in that negative energy. Spirit just says, I'm going to end off on this. Positive thinking. Your life is full of small patches of light, meaning that life is difficult. It's not easy. There's a lot of things that we don't have control over, including certain people that come into our life and how people act. And Spirit says, direct your thoughts to that which bring you well-being, which a lot of times we have to create that ourselves, just so that you know. Otherwise, it's just not. We have to find those passions. So we have to create it. That place what is weighty for you in the hands of the universe, which is God. Little by little, the light awakens in your being and you find serenity because what you realize is you make your own happiness. People of a lower consciousness are always going to come into your life, especially if you have a lot of light, especially if you're a good person and they feel like, oh, this is someone that would give me a lot, is generous, and they're a low vibration. It's not because you're a low vibration. If you honor yourself and love yourself, and that will happen when you again go out into the world and see yourself differently because people are going to respond to you differently, a lot different than how this person's trying to respond to you. They're creating the illusion to make you perceive that you're less than what you are so that they don't have to come in correct. And they feel like the passion and the connection is enough, which again is going to be the biggest gamble of their life. You don't know what you got till it's gone. There's a reason why the song is sang that way. And that's what this person's going to realize. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.